Alright, good morning everybody and welcome to Bad Boys TV. You're watching the 2025 Bad Boys Texas Bar Table Championship. We're coming to you live from the Mayborn Center here in Temple, Texas. I do believe they have just started. You're watching JD Black. And he is playing Steve Lenz. This is the hot seat for the Platinum 9-ball singles race to 7. Nice shape here. You should just be able to roll forward. Get the 7, 8, 9. Shouldn't be any trouble here. A little higher, a little higher. Yeah, he's good to go. Alright, so Jack Black is a 632 Fargo. Both these guys have been coming here for a long time. And Steve Lenz. It's a 675. Nine ball, so I mean, this is a 50-50 shot of who wins this set. They're a 40-point spread, but skill-wise, 630, 670, it's really not much of a difference. Both players are capable of stringing racks. It's 9-ball, so you just got to do your job when it's your break. One missed shot could cause you a lot of grief, or losing control of the cue ball on the break. You might see him go 1-2 into the 9 because of where the 5 is sitting. Especially here where he could shoot the 2 into the 9, and if he doesn't make it, he could bury the cue ball over there by the 5-8. Got some stuff to hide behind if he wants. Or he could just pull back and a race to 7 in the medium, mild, Fargo, these two players are 7-7. In the hot, Steve has a slight advantage of a predicted score of 7-6. But like I said, it's 9-ball. One mistake here or there is going to make the decider. If he can cut it, he's jacked up, so looks like he might be trying to run into the 9. Yep. So we got this match, and then we'll have a break starting at 2 o'clock Texas time, we start the finals. And it will be finals of everything, back to back to back the rest of the day. So I'm not sure which finals is first, but
I'm going to say one time to years. I'm not confident in that E-track anymore.
yeah, it needs to be screwed in a lot more.
I've said it like 3 times.
Well, that was a huge mistake there. And there could be a big tide. Oh, I don't know why I didn't get that. Jude, you can come back here and chat. Jude's afraid to commentate.
Oh, Jude doesn't want to commentate. I don't blame him. I'm not either.
Yeah, sorry I didn't update the score a little earlier, but got a lot of stuff going on behind me, but I think they're all done now. Can you guys hear me on the stream? Huh. Alright. Well. Looks like he's going to just play it safe. With a 2-0 lead, it's not a bad option. Some players tend to get a lot more aggressive when they got a lead, try to get that lead to be bigger, and then that's when they make a mistake. And Steve's going to go airborne. He's got to clear to 3. It's a long jump. Oh, it stayed on the table. That's a blessing. That could have got ugly real quick. Well, let's see what he does here. I don't think he's got a straight cut. I think he doesn't. He's looking. It's close. I'm not sure he can cut it all the way up. Yeah, maybe he can. Looks like he's going to put a little bit of mojo on it. Overcut it and scratched. Yeah, Steve's got to do some damage here. He got to get through this one. Got to win this game. Coming down pretty good. A little bit further would be nice. But he still should be alright. Probably a 2 rail out or draw out.
We got bolts, we got brass, we got balls.
Just follow this forward. Go to the rail, back up. Should be a fairly easy shot on the 9. Just like that. And the boys are off to do some work. 2-1. Jack Black's in favor, and it's got a break. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. Like it's a big shout out to Little Joe's Billiards and Bar out of Victoria, Texas for being a sponsor, and Dooley's right here in Temple, Texas. Stop by and have a drink. Hit some balls in both those places. I'd also like to give a shout out to Diamond Billiard Products, JB Cases, and Jerry Olivier, Custom Cues, and Lipman Lights. Well, letting that cue ball get away. That's 2 failed breaks for Jack. He's gotta wind her back a little bit. Get a little more control. He's gonna put Steve right back in the game. And if Steve can run out here, then Steve will have the break and be back in control. Let's roll forward. Yes, there are brackets. Just go to player.bracketbeast.com. You can check out the brackets for the entire event. This particular bracket is the 9-ball platinum singles. Nice little draw. Oh, no. Oh, man. That's going to hurt. That will leave a mark. I think he just put a little bit of spin on that to draw back to the rail and come up for the 9, and just threw that 8 right to the point. He's got Jack hooked here. Jack's going to either have to masse and put spin on it, which could be tough because tend to do it. Are you bye-bye? Are you coming back at all? Okay. Be safe. Nice little kick right there. Lori's taking off. She's headed towards the Houston Open to sell some Jerry Olivier cues. Oh my goodness. A gift given and returned. Might be a little early for these guys, I guess. Wow. It is now 2-2. Mistakes by both players. Two race to 7. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Watch out, 9-ball's getting close. He's gonna, he may take a shot at this. Can't tell if he's swinging at the 9 or going to cut the... Oh, yeah. Drilled it, too. Hit that shot perfect. Yeah, if you could just give it to her at the desk. Usually we make an announcement. People always come to the desk for lost stuff.
It was at like the beginning of the tournament, so
Okay.
it was like last Friday that we found it, but nobody has gotten it since.
Okay.
Somebody called it. But I won't pick it up.
Okay. Yeah. All right, man. Yikes. Well, looks like a pretty open table here. You could shoot the 1, take the cue ball to the rail, maybe put a little stun on the cue ball to get it to hop out. Probably still be short on shooting the 2 in the lower left without the cue ball going over to the right towards the 8 ball or 9 ball. But he could also just follow on down. I think if he follows all the way down, he could make the 1 here, looking at the angle. The cue ball would be coming just below the 2, and he could shoot the 2 up in the corner where he's standing. If he comes down too far, yeah, see, he was trying to force the angle there. Trying to cheat the pocket at that speed is clearly more difficult. He's given Steve huge opportunity to get a big lead here. I do believe Steve's got the next break. Quickly, how fast the mistakes can compile. You know, I think Jack scratched on 2 breaks, at least 1, and then missing that 9 ball. I mean, 2-3 mistakes when you're up 2-0. All of a sudden it's 3-2, and your opponent has a chance to go up on you even more. Well, he failed on the safety. He really wanted to hook him. However, he didn't leave him anything pretty. But also, Jack could just go for the bank here and not worry about where the cue ball goes because the 6 is in front of the pocket. But also, he's got that pressure of if he sells out another game, the hole he's in starts getting deeper and deeper. Nice. Nice shot. Don't come around too far. I think he's good. Chances are he'll follow this, go to the bottom rail. He might 2 rail up for the 8 in the lower right, or he might just 1 rail. Oh, 50-yard line. Yeah, he wanted to come up probably about 3 balls higher. You don't want to be running away from the 9 if you can avoid it. So everybody in the chat room, who is your favorite pro player playing today? Yeah, he held that up pretty good. Yeah, focus, nice loose stroke here. At this skill level is when the little mistakes can hurt you. Steve didn't really do a mistake as much as he did not get the safety that he wanted. And at this level, a guy can bank that kind of shot. And you know, I mean, that shot's probably 7 out of 10 times they'll make that bank. So gotta watch out 9-ball. You know, cut this 3. Make sure you don't nick the 9. He hits that 9, he's probably scratching in the corner. Like to clear the 9 completely. Yeah, he overcut the 3. Which made him hit the 9. He's got JD on the rail, but I think there's a natural angle where he can just roll this in and come up table halfway. Oh, he put a lot of right spin on it. I was going to say come up the table halfway so he could cut the 4 in the right corner. But he had left spin on it. I think I would have wanted to hit that with a little bit of right spin. Sohel says Filler is their favorite player. Well, I think he's got him hooked. I think he's got him at least hooked that he can't. He can't cut that ball in. He must be hooked a little bit more than I thought he was hooked. Look at that. Nice hit. However, he would have liked to have hit that fatter, which would have left the cue ball down closer to the rail and the 4 ball up by the 9. That's kind of what he was looking for. Yeah, a little longer than you'd like, but should be able to handle this. Slams it in there. Steve Lenz takes a 4-3 lead. Race to 7. This is the Platinum hot seat. All right, Jack, you gotta keep your brake under control here. Can't afford to give up another game. Jack is defending champion of the 9-ball, I believe. I know he's won a title or two here at our events. I'm pretty sure it's 9-ball. I don't have my laptop in front of me. Sorry, folks. We had an ordeal getting here this year. Truck broke down. Some stuff's in it. It's in Hot Springs being fixed. So computers we do have here are up at the tournament desk. I'm hiding back here in the back doing the commentating where it's quieter and more peaceful, and I can actually get to watch pool. So push out. At least he did not scratch on this break. That's a plus. Push outs are used when you don't have a shot and you can push the cue ball into a position or move balls around. But your opponent can also push it back. So the trick here is to be smart enough to screw your opponent, but not screw it so bad that when he passes it back to you, you're hooped. I like cutting the one over to the right and two-railing the cue ball. Yep, and get behind all this stuff. There you go. It would be super, super unfortunate to sell out from a shot like that with the way the balls are laying on this table. Yeah, it's a big wall of balls there. The 8, 6, 4, 3. Basically make a wall for that whole half of the table. And if you could have got farther down the table, the 5 and 7 play big too. So nice hit by Jack. Oh man, fractions of that ball dropping into the side. Did not miss that by much. You guys can go online and go to bbmerch.shop and check out some of our merchandise. bbmerch.shop. Merch is spelled M-E-R-C-H. We got some cool stuff. Don't scratch. Oh. Jack's letting the cue ball run a little amok, as we like to say today. Amok, amok, amok. And it's costing him. You gotta keep control of that cue ball for sure. A little short. A little short there. Now you have to worry about the 7 getting in the way. I think if he shoots this at about 2 or 3 o'clock, the cue ball will come down. I think he'll miss the 7 by a hair. Yep. Well, that should be okay. Now the trick is, see what happens when you're a little out of shape. Is that took him a little farther out of shape, and now if he shoots the 6, the big issue here is when the cue ball goes off the 8, does it screw him on getting on the 7? So, yeah. Little here, a little there. Next thing you know, you're in big trouble. What to do? I can't tell from here, but if that's his concern, you could shoot this with draw and just draw into the 8 and probably pull the cue ball up a little bit. Now you're going to be on that side of the table most likely, so you're a little bit tougher cut on the 7. But yeah, you could also put a lot of inside spin on this, and then when the cue ball goes off the rail or off the 8 and off the rail, like that is what I was gonna say. Probably wouldn't hit it that hard, but I almost never shoot a shot with that kind of speed, unless it's just, oh, wow. He used every inch of that pocket. Whereas I like to say, that ball stopped at the door, wiped its feet, hung its jacket up before entering. And the reason we use that term is because when it's raining outside, the humidity builds, the pockets play tighter. Just a little historical gibber. Well, Steve takes a 5-3 lead and has the breaks. He would love to get out here and put himself on the hill. Your day is a better day when you win the match that puts you into the finals. It's a big difference between winning this match and losing this match and having to go fight for, third, fourth, or being guaranteed at least second and playing in the finals. Good morning, Amy Duckworth, Lonnie Woodworth, Ray Lynn, Stephen Fair, Kelly, Hustler. Nice to see y'all. Thanks for tuning in. A whole lot of worth in there today. Overcut it. Jack's got to be like, "Are you kidding me?" This is where you're like, "Oh my God, he missed that shot terribly, and I get nothing." It's the cruelty of this game. Because, yeah, in all fairness, Steve missed that ball by a lot. But was rewarded with a safety. And how many of us playing this game have missed the ball by a lot less than that and sold out? Jack just did my kind of shot. That's the kind of luck I have. Missed the ball, scratch, whatever, but it ends up in front of a pocket, and my opponent ends up with an easy shot. Well, I think he wanted a little more draw than he got there. See how much nicer that shot went, and the shot before the six. The six went, but it didn't look as smooth, and he didn't get the shape he wanted. He kind of hitched his stroke, and on that last shot, he really focused and actually stroked through the shot. You can kind of see it in how the shots go. Uh-oh, straight in the hole. Oh, my goodness. That was a little close. But watch the cue. See how I kind of hitched there a little bit? He's okay because it wasn't really complicated, but I don't like it when they give up the game. And the reason I'll say that is because, look, Jack had an easier 9 than, or probably almost the exact same 9 as Steve just had there. Oh, did that double click? Dang. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. Yeah, there we go. But Jack had the exact same 9 ball, and he shot it and missed. And then he gives Steve the exact same 9 ball. Now, some people will say, well, it's a sign of respect. But I find it odd that players don't give up that shot every time. So, if it's a sign of respect, are you disrespecting the player when you don't give it to him? I just think it's a bad habit. Some players will do it when they're frustrated. Some players will do it when they are actually trying to use it to later shark the player. And, you know, the rules of the game are you got to shoot the ball in to win. But that's my personal feelings on the subject. I do hope to have some rules in place by the next year here, because we know one of the leagues that the rules I assisted with had good rules, but they're changing a bunch of those rules, and I don't like the way they're changing them. So I've been working on the rules and trying to write a more comprehensive. Oh my goodness. I'm watching the replay on that because I think really? My phone flips upside down for that? Yeah, watching the replay on that, Jack I think he weighted down on it, but it almost like he kind of quick stroked it, but he didn't. Like there was no warm up strokes, no, I don't know, almost like he was a little lost thought while he was shooting that shot, I guess would be my opinion there. And a bad time to do it when your opponent's on the hill. Because even in 9-ball, you can make a comeback. I do find it interesting sometimes when players are down. They're like, well, he was up 5-1, you know. The mindset should be, well, he's won 4 games in a row. I can win 4 in a row. Like, you could turn the tide, right? But a lot of people will talk themselves out of a match when they get too far behind. Well, if your opponent could do it, you can do it. I'm not saying that's what's on Jack's mind. I'm just saying I think people need to think a little bit differently when they're struggling in a match. I think he's just going to play a safe, honestly. Or bank. I'd probably bank cross side because the cue ball come right back down, or cross corner if you can't do the cross side. Because the cue ball come back down here for the 8. Well, I'm probably going to slow roll this and try to hook him. Unless I think I can. Problem with trying to make this in the lower left is you'd have to take the cue ball all the way around the table. There you go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just a little too hard. You had the right idea, though. And that's the way you want to play that shot. You don't want to try to slow bump it where the cue ball is behind the 8 and the 7's on the other side, because it's not that tough to jump and make a shot like that. Whereas if you get the separation of, playing the hook, trying to play the hook on the 9 is just a smarter shot. All right, come on, Jack. Here's your shot to get back in this game. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, no. No way. Wow. You know when you feel like everything is crashing in on you? Just laugh. You just have to laugh about it. Shake it off. We've all been where Jack is right now. Go, man, I cannot catch a roll. Four rail around the. Oh, he's gonna play it smart. Yeah. Not a bad choice there. Up 6-3. I would probably have cut it towards the pocket and tried to four rail the cue ball around the table. However, I'm behind the screen and they're in front of the screen, so there you go. All right, folks, you're in the chat room. Tell me, what is your favorite pool movie? Oh, get in the hole. Get in the hole. There you go, Jack. Making a good hit pays off. He's like, hey, give me this 9. I gave you a 9. Give me a 9. Come on, man. Give me this 9. Don't do it. There we go. Nice out, Jack. Nice out. Steve did the right thing, I guess. I mean, the odds were in his favor with that safety that he played earlier. I mean, it was the right thing. Chances are that your opponent's not going to kick that in from there, but, it's 50-50. Do you play the safe and your opponent gets lucky and makes contact and makes it, or do you try to run out and not give him the shot? Now, if it's a really difficult shot, it's an individual's decision on whether you should play that safety or go for the shot. Some people absolutely hate extreme back cuts. If that's the case, then play the safety. And again, the favor for Steve was the safety was not the wrong play. It just happened to be wrong that time. Because Jack got lucky and made the shot. Going for the combo. Overcuts it, but he's going to be rewarded. don't think he can pull the cue ball back towards the 9. But it does look like he could hit the 4. Or he's going to try to do some spin, hit the round, spin around. Yeah, he got it to the 4, but punished. Now see, if Jack was feeling like luck wasn't in his favor, he made the kick shot in a pocket he wasn't, he wasn't attempting. And now his opponent has hooked himself. That's when you start going, okay, all right, I got this. The tide has turned. Well, I don't think he can. Here's the problem. He can one rail this. He could probably make it, but can he hit it enough to get a shot on the 5? Or does he get stuck behind the 9? The other way, this way, I think he has to do some funky stuff. He might play this for the safety. Because to make it and get shape might be a little weird. Yeah, he was just playing that for the safety. Well, you can go across the face of the 4, try to put the 4 on the spot, and put the cue ball all the way up table behind the 8. And he went the other way, which, that'll work. Is he gonna bank it? Oh, he's going 4 rails. Well, if he didn't scratch, he sold out too. So, this is where you gotta be careful here. Don't get behind the 8 ball. There you go. He made sure he stayed away from the 8. He pulled her back a little further. Don't get behind the 8 ball. Oh, dude. I feel for him. Just when things start going your way and then you bump a ball, you got to make sure that you miss those balls. It's amazing because that's the only ball out there that can hook him that he would even be close to. You know, the 9 is way down here, so you have to know where that cue ball is going. That's brutal. Interesting. Yeah, that's a. He looked at the 9. I was like, okay, is he gonna Try to, yeah, shoot it hard enough to try to get the cue ball to either come off the 7 towards the 9. No, he's just gonna bank. Bank, kick it in. This is not gonna work for him, I don't think. I think Steve will probably just pop this in the right corner. Can shoot the 8 in the side. Nine in the corner and call it a set. Game, set, match. Steve is going to be going to the finals. Jack's going to have to fight his way back. Yep. Brutal, guys, brutal. But, hey, thanks for tuning in. Steve takes that one. We'll be back at 2 o'clock. We got finals after finals after finals the rest of the day. So, thank you, everybody.